place being so important to so many people. But it's all been driven, it's all come about because of one product.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that. So now it's time to dive into something that actually saw Graphi becoming what it is now.
It is
right?
the iconic product that launched Graphistudio to the world and has helped to create this great feeling and great business. Let's go
there then. Yeah. So as you can imagine, what I'm talking about is the original wedding book. And the original wedding book has been around for a while now, but it's never been the same. We have updated materials, colors, and combinations.
From mid-1980s when you invented the product, when Tullio, Enzo, Maurizio came together, collaborated to make this product that's changed the world of photography. I remember Martin Baines, who's now president of the British Institute of Professional Photography, he said at first, it's a fashion, it's a fad, it will never take off. And where are we now? Thank you, Martin. You came to work for Graphistudio for 9 years and you were a great person to be with us. But let's dig into the product now.
Yeah, as you can see here, I'm sure that I'm showing you something that normally you do not associate with a wedding book in the proper sense, because many of you, I believe, are still thinking about this product as it was 15 or 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
But,
the original product,
show you.
so many years ago, was a plain album, but maybe with some sculptured leather on, a few number of covers, one size, 2 print technologies. Now the capability is incredible. There is so much possibility. Oh, it's that time again. Guess what? £500 worth of original wedding book is going to come up for you any moment now. Just click on the link, fill in the details, and you will get in the group who could be given a £500 worth of original wedding book.
You know what? I think I'm getting used to this giveaway now, so I'm expecting more, and there is more actually coming later on.
There is more coming throughout the day. We have more that we're going to give away, and tomorrow we have another 8 sessions where we're going to give away £500, $500, €500 worth of products. So you've got to make sure you stay tuned in. Back to the original
back to the
book.
products. Now you can see there are different shades here, different materials, like the one that Jeremy is taking is the sequoia leather, possibly one of the most gorgeous material that we offer.
This is a beautiful leather, that traditional Italian leather as well, or true raw hide, but with the new back and spine, something that we launched not so long ago, adding into the range.
Yeah, the square spine actually, gave a new springtime to this product.
Yeah.
So, but like you said, what about this linen? Linings inside.
Many people don't realize that you can change all the colors of the lining materials. There's a whole host of both shiny and matte finishes, and you can print on here. You can put your brand name, you can put your logos. We've had one person, Liz Greenhull, she actually printed the wallpaper of the venue inside here. There's some fantastic
That's exactly right. That's a good example. So when we talk about personalization or customization, or in the fancy word we brought to the market, the ennoblement, we mean that you can literally design, engrave, overprint patterns that can come from a building like this, but it could be an element of the gown, or it could be a geometrical pattern, it could be from the invitation cards.
Absolutely, it could be the venue itself. We've laser engraved line drawings of the venues for David Stanbury. Check out his video in the Graphistudio community.
It's an amazing book.
Stunning. We're on the wood cover, we engraved the whole venue. It looked incredible.
So when we say wood, we literally mean it. It's solid wood. It's not a lamination. It's not an imitation of wood.
No, it's
a solid
piece.
piece.
It's a true wood. And the other thing about the original wedding book, every single finish can be in this album.
Yeah. The wedding book is probably, I would say a sort of Swiss knife.
Swiss Army knife. Yeah.
Everything is there, and there are no limits. It's the most flexible product.
Every cover material, every paper finish, everything that we do can be encapsulated into this product.
To the point that you can see here some elements that actually you wouldn't refer as wedding book. But let me tell you that this, for instance, is still part of the wedding book program. This is one-of-a-kind leather pattern, or quilted, I should say, material with a magnetic closure, and inside there is this luxurious oh my goodness, this is a glorification of paper. I don't know if you can tell, but the substrate is so thick, it's so tactile, that gives a completely different feedback. And inside, in this case, the photographer, the creator, choose to print on fine art paper and apply and pass this paper on top of the cotton paper underneath. So the result is stunning. It's just timeless. It's completely different than what you think possibly about an original wedding book. But it's not just this.
You can also think about how the original wedding book can be presented to your clients. Within everything that we do, there's the possibility to create, this is a design box to take the original wedding book. Again, custom made to match what you want it to be or to match your client's day. All of those different finishes are there for you to create, and the tools are there for you to do it however you want. And the teams here in the UK, in Italy, in France, in Spain, in the United States and Canada, they're all there to help you understand how to take the best out of the Graphistudio range of products.
So what about the Japanese binding, which is a very traditional way of hand binding a book, but it's completely different than what you think when you think about the original wedding book. So you can tell how, oh, by the way, you can choose a different color of the thread. So you can create a nice combination. In this case was black on this neutral, natural color, natural linen, but it could be any combination you like. Now back to something more, let's say, more classy and more classic at the same time, the Ceconi line. Something that we have announced some years ago and became, a sort of different niche in our program.
It's a higher value creation, and it's something that we didn't quite manage to get out into the range yet, but we expect to be launching it again soon. And what we've done with the Ceconi line is to incorporate all of the best of the technologies that we have, using our digital matted technology and giving that total creativity. Just on a quick aside, you'll have noticed on a couple of the tables when we've been working that we produce magazines. And people don't realize that so much that we can do for you. And the cost for our magazines is incredibly competitive, even considering we have the very best and most beautiful printing in the magazines. So many different possibilities to use for them. But back to the products. Just going back to the Ceconi line and looking at the options and the possibilities. Dario's going to show you some of the finishes of the Ceconi line and a little bit about the digital matted album as well inside.
Yeah, the digital matted album is a word itself. I mean, it's a completely different way of designing the wedding book. And it sets you free in the very sense. I mean, you can apply patterns like this, so raise surface, color on color, tone over tone, or you could go even more expressive with more shiny and eye-catching solutions like the golden version that you are showcasing right now, Jeremy.
But just thinking though, what we've not pointed out is that we're printing directly onto black paper and onto gold paper. Yeah. This is not about turning a white paper black. This is actually gold paper and the black paper that you just showed. So with the digital matted album, you have that capability to print on all the different colors of papers that we have.
Indeed, and you know what? It's incredible because, and thank you for pointing out this aspect, because technically speaking, there's nothing obvious. So when we launch a new product, usually we spend a year or more just testing and sometimes even stretching technologies beyond the boundaries of what is supposed to work, and literally force even our suppliers to provide something different that actually will create added value for you. And you know what? I was looking at this table as well as the Young Book presentation that we gave before. And we have fantastic pictures from the two men, from Mauricio, who is here around. But what about Jerry Guionis or Yervan, like in this case, or Keda? It's everywhere I look around, I feel humble and honored to have such great talents.
I tell you what, you mentioned Jerry Guionis, and hi Jerry if you're watching. One of my favorite all-time albums was one he did of a family which had 3 generations of the photographs in there, with little clipping pieces of UV printing that made it look like we'd created a scrapbook of the grandmother's wedding, of the mother's wedding, and included into as part of the wedding of the couple. It was an incredible heirloom created for that family.
I believe it scored like 100 in many
amazing
competitions.
album.
And I'm insisting on this teaching that you can see here, it's all handmade in Italy by our artisans, of course, because Graphi is made of artisans. Okay, so the entire company went around, ideas, bright ideas of all the shareholders, but without hands, shaping these ideas, we would be nothing.
Every time I come into the factory, we see the, combined hundreds of years of old world craftsmanship, that traditional craftsmanship that Italy is so renowned for. When you think about the beauty of Italian style and Italian design and Italian clothing and leather and everything, and yet you walk into this incredibly technologically, can't even say it straight, advanced factory, yet the two marry together perfectly.
It's great because each time we have group of photographers coming to visit in the HQ, it's nice. It's like having a journey over time. So I can show you the state of the art part of the facility with technologies, with printers, with plotters cutting things, and then it's like teleporting you 5 centuries ago, where we have our beautiful, incredible artisans, working with their hands in the same way you would have seen in Florence or Venice in the medieval age rather than in the Renaissance.
When we arrived into Italy on Friday, the first thing I wanted to do was to walk around the factory to see what's changed, because it always changes. There's always something different working. The guys behind the scenes are always innovating. I went to the wall art section where we make every box for the wall art to go into uniquely and individually. We'll talk about those in a minute,
thank you for talking about that. It's something that sometimes makes me smile, because I use this analogy. When we produce the box or the sleeve for you, it's not that we want to use standard things like shelf product that you take and put there and fit the album, some spaces, and give you back a sort of what I call a maracas feeling, where you shake it and it sounds like a clack, 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 clack. It rattles. It doesn't make any sense, because that's not the level of quality you want to deliver. So by the time you spend time, money, cherry picking every detail, we want to give you something that works and feels like, I shouldn't say a brand, but we all know, expert in packaging, when you open their boxes and you salivate with a new phone you just bought, everything is perfect. That's exactly the feeling that we want to give you when you buy a box.
Talking about brand, Dario, there cannot be many more iconic brands than Jerry Gionis. And I wanted to just show the inside of this album, because people remember, if you ever shot film, you'll remember shooting with black and white film and having black and white prints made. And so often now, process, where people are having things reproduced in process, we've lost what that black and white feel is. And yet, this whole section we're going to talk about tomorrow actually, with our HD print system, brings back to life black and whites. It brings back to life that true tonal range that black and white has.
I'm so happy that you brought this layout, because it's timeless, it's classy, it's just elegant as a Greek temple. So it will be amazing even at 20,000 years from now.
Speaking of Greek temples, I'm just taking 2 columns width just to make sure that we keep ourselves COVID friendly. But it's very hard not to, I know. But look at this stunning piece. And this is an original wedding book. It's exactly the same as all of the other original wedding books in terms of the possibilities, but this has been chosen with that HD printing, beautiful cotton paper, and it's just a stunning album. So the original wedding book can be so much. It's up to you to decide what you want it to be.
Originally, when we launched the original wedding book, it was printed on digital offset technology. Then we added the silver halide, and then when we have introduced the HD printing, we have lifted literally this program to the modern era, basically, like you said. So again, the wedding book, and by the way, you know what? I have goosebumps, because this afternoon, finally, we will have the opportunity to share with you something about the design and the ideas behind the products that we bring to market, but even those that you are going to design for your brand.
Just a moment, guess what? It's that time again.
Don't say that again, I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's that time again. If you want to win £500 worth, not to win, we're going to gift it. It's not a competition. We're going to gift it to a random selection. Please click on the link that's going to appear now. Fill in your details. Even if you've done it before, please click on it. You have 5 minutes to click on the link and send us through to win up to £500 of wedding book. It means with £500 you can choose pretty much anything with what we have. That would be the biggest, best wedding book you could possibly have. Don't forget, this is the last of the wedding book promos that'll be today. There'll be more tomorrow.
Exactly, I was about to say no, the very last, but let's say the last for today, day one. And you know, so wow.
So we're going to be changing, we're moving again. We've run out of time here now. Soon's going to be coming the lovely Sarah Edmonds.
Yeah,
and we've
before
got a short video coming. Is that right?
Exactly. We have short videos coming, so stay tuned, enjoy the video, and we will introduce shortly the next live shooting. So see you in a minute. Enjoy. Ciao everybody, welcome to the Graphistudio YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe with the link below, click the bell as well, so you can be tuned every time we post a video. See you soon, ciao!
Well, it means a lot. It's a relationship that I'm very proud to be part of. Graphistudio is a company that's very passionate about the work that they create and the products they create. And very similar with my studio, I'm very passionate about my craft as well as the artwork that I'm creating. And so it's a relationship that bodes very well, and again, one that I'm very proud to be part of. Well, it's really made a difference in 3 ways. So the first is the product that I'm now offering. So when clients walk into my studio, they are absolutely blown away. They're telling me this is unlike anything they've ever seen before. And they just love the fact that it's handcrafted in Italy and just the whole story behind the artwork. It's also opened up new alliance opportunities for my business, as well as attracted a whole new level of clientele just because of the luxury nature of the artwork. The second are the incredible Graphi representatives that are reaching out to you to check on you. Incredibly helpful, always making sure that your artwork arrives in perfect form and just do an incredible job. And the third is the Graphistudios online community on social media. You know, everyone is there to celebrate your wins and is there to help you out as well when you need it. So it's been fantastic that way. So I'll share a recent experience. So a recent photo session with a wonderful single mom and her 2 children. And before we got together for the photo session, she shared with me that she loves having children that see the joy in life and how they've really become best friends during this time. And so at her photo session, that's exactly what I photographed. You know, her kids together, just sharing that joy and just enjoying the time together. And so when she came into my studio to view her artwork for the first time, she was in tears, happy tears. You know, she just absolutely loved how we were able to capture that joy that she was telling me about. And, you know, as a photographer, there is such a fulfillment to know that, you know, you've created something that is now going to bring joy to their home. That's going to, artwork that is going to take a prominent place in their home. And so every time they walk into that room, it just brightens their day a little bit more. So it's so awesome that way. Well, I would say the gift of time. So being able to take a step back and look at my business from a 30,000 foot level and really try some new things. So mentoring other photographers one-on-one has always been something that I wanted to set up in a formal way. And so during this time, I was able to do that. And it's been fantastic because I've been able to think more about why I do things a certain way, you know, what processes I have in place and really set up a better system. And so that's one gift that has come out of all of this.